Hello, friends. 823 days of war between Russia and Ukraine, and things are going from bad to worse, and the humanity itself has moved further forward towards nuclear holocaust. I'll be talking about this later, but before that, let us see what is happening on the war zone. Starting from the southern war zone on Kherson front, Ukrainians have withdrawn from Krinky Bridgehead. This village, in fact, does not exist. It is totally ruined. And even after Ukrainians' withdrawal, Russians haven't moved in, so it has become a grey zone or no man's land. After Ukrainians withdrew from here, they have made their new bridgehead towards Kojachi Laheri, and with an ease which shows only that Russians have hardly any troops in the eastern bank of Dnieper River, especially close to the river. Well, coming to Zaporizhia front now, the Russians' offensive operations towards Gulyai Pole has again intensified. However, no changes as far as Robotyne Verbo are concerned. It has taken almost a positional battle as of now. Vremivka salient, Russians' offensive operations towards Staromayorsky, and they have advanced towards west part of its outskirts and towards Eurozone, again in the southern outskirts. Coming to east on Marinka front, in Pobeda, positional battle continues, no changes. In Vremivka, by and large, Russians are engaged in cleaning operations and assault operations. They are continuing to move towards Konstantinovka with some gains. As far as west of Marinka is concerned, on the outskirts of Georgia, in the western side continues. It can be said that it is again a cleaning operations. And as far as Krasnogorovka, that is north of Marinka concerned, the fight is continuing. Russians have advanced from the western outskirts and also inside the village. Avdiivka front, no changes as far as Nevelsky is concerned. After Netailov, Russians have taken Yasno-Brodovka in semicircle, and fierce battle continuing. They have advanced towards Novopokrovsky, Sokol, Kalinovo, and Novo-Alexandrovka. Ministry of Defense of Russia has claimed that they have captured Arkhangelsk. I wonder why so late, because it has fallen, and Ukrainians too have acknowledged this some time back. But well, that is the news. Coming to Bakhmut on southern flank, Klishivka, Ukrainian channels have started agreeing that by and large they have no presence in the city or village, and it seems that Russians have taken over full control over this village. Chasiv, Russians have made some gains. Fierce battle is continuing. It seems it is not easy here. North of Soledar-Siversk sector, no changes. The positional battle continuing. Coming to north, Russians have in a sudden move entered Ivanovka. This started yesterday, and today there are claims that this particular village has fallen. This is north of Kislovka, Kotyarovka. And finally, Russians have captured it. It also expanded its control zone in and around Beresto direction, that is Kupyansk direction, towards Liman. No changes, positional battle continuing. Slobozansky direction, Volchansk, Russians carrying out assault operations and fierce battle continuing in the area encircled by Kodenko, Sobronaya, Kolo, Kalsto, Odia Dalsvi, and Tongo Street. Heavy fight is continuing also, and Ukrainians carried out few of their counterattacks, but no changes as far as Liptsi is concerned. In northern direction of it, positional battle continues and heavy artillery bombing also continuing. It seems Ukrainians have, as per the informations, brought almost 50 battalions to counter the Russian advance in this zone and thus weakening their rest of the front line, which Russians are using it very efficiently. Now, coming to interdiction missions, Russians launched missile attacks using Kinzhals in many parts of Ukrainian lands. They delivered several strikes in Kharkiv. Ukrainians claim that even there are some civil casualties. It is possible. Khmelnytsky, Pultova, Cherkasky, Odisha, Vinnytsia, and other regions. Ukrainians hit targets in Krasnodar Krai, Belgorod, and Kursk region. One of its UAVs hit Voronezh-DM radar, which is supposed to be strategically positioned. And Putin has said, which is very important in one of his decrees, which was on 2nd June 2020, before the war started, on use of nuclear weapons. This is the basis of Russian Federation use of nuclear weapon. He says, the enemy's impact on critical military or government facilities of Russian Federations, the failure of which will lead to disruption of the response action of nuclear forces. And this falls into that. And this was created long back during the Soviet era, and later on, of course, advancement took place to detect ballistic missiles on flight trajectory which is 6,000 kilometers and beyond. And this, of course, is in Krasnodar, where the Ukrainians hit one of them on 23rd May. One of them I'm saying because total are 10. And like what is in Voronezh, and they are deployed in south and west border of Russia. Have we moved towards nuclear warfare direction? Who are interested in this? Would Ukrainians do it without the approval of Pentagon, MI6, or other NATO headquarters? I don't think so. And Ukrainians are neither capable of that. And destruction is seen to be quite formidable. The reactions still we are awaiting. But before that, there are also informations that the American Foreign Ministry, Antony Blinken, as well as NATO Secretary General, have said that Ukraine must be allowed to use long-range missiles and other weapons like anti-ship missiles ranging more than 300 kilometers and UAVs to hit Russian targets deep inside Russian Federation. What are they mean? Where are we heading to? All the red lines except using nuclear power has been crossed, and Putin or Russian Federation or its military and civil leaders are gulping in. But how long? Yesterday I missed to say that it was Africans' Freedom Day or African Day. I congratulate them and wish them all the best to make Africa for themselves, to free Africa from imperialist intervention, their armies, their troops inside African continent, in each and every single country of it, free not only from the NATO, American, French troops, but also their capital, finance capital in any form, to gain independence from their own bourgeois class, comprador capitalist class, and move ahead to form a socialism, and not only for themselves, but lead the way for the entire world. And I wish them all the best in this. Nothing much from Palestine, Israel, Middle East. I have already taken lots of time. Israelis are continuing as before in North and South Gaza. However, Hamas have claimed to detain and capture some IDF troops and destroy a few of them as well. They have issued video to that effect, which Israel is denying still. And many of their tanks too have been destroyed in northern Gaza and elsewhere. This is still to be seen how this war is leading to and helping towards the world war. Well, I bring an end to my talk today. As far as the rallies and protests are continuing, the huge one continues in Georgia in favor of European Union against the NGO bill. That means quietly money pouring in from US and UK for destructive measures inside Ukraine, and the people want it. Not all of them. Well, I wish you all the best, friends. See you tomorrow.